Speaker, my question, why does this government place cabinet secrecy ahead of the national interest in health? Why does it place the political security of Liberal politicians ahead of the security of Canada's blood supply?
Hepatitis B positive, whatever nature was, you could bleed, as long as you had the money to pay for it.
Thousands of people worldwide have been infected with AIDS and hepatitis C from tainted blood. How many of these are victims of blood harvested from the Arkansas prison system?
Is there any way someone could weaponize the bird flu? Is that what we're looking at?
Someone doesn't have to weaponize the bird flu. The birds are doing that.
Truth is being kept from the world.
Cook your samples, destroy everything.
One pack. No, not one pack.
Staff rushed to aisle 11 to intervene.
I know a lot of people remember everybody going crazy over toilet paper, going to the store, and it was like completely empty. Guys, I figured out the whole mystery. So stay tuned because you guys are going to be like, what the heck? Seriously? So guys, could they be responsible for the HIV and the COVID-19 pandemic? Stay tuned because it's about to go down. We about to discover what has been killing millions of people, what has been causing the most crazy two pandemics that hit the whole world, and we're gonna figure out what is really going on. So stay tuned, subscribe to my channel, make sure to hit the notifications so when I do come out with new videos, you guys be the first ones to watch them. Share with all your friends because this is about to get very interesting. Subscribe today.
Are we going to take down statues to George Washington? How about Thomas Jefferson? What do you think of Thomas Jefferson? You like him? Okay, good. Are we going to take down the statue? Because he was a major slave owner. Now we're going to take down his statue. So you know what? It's fine. You're changing history. You're changing culture. And you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally.
So there's 3 facts about the Clintons that I didn't know. So I just want to let you guys know that this channel is for entertainment purposes. Everything that I found is online. I just did research. Just nothing that I'm like, trying to make up like fake news. But guys, 3 facts. A lot of people don't know this, but the Clintons, they wanted to save money on their bills. So what they did was they got so lucky that the governor's mansion in Arkansas, they used to have inmates, and those inmates used to go over to their house and do chores to them. I don't know if people don't really understand the real meaning of slavery, but when people do work for free, and like, that's called slavery. It's not called, hey, I'm going to just show up for the Clintons because they're popular. Fact number 2, when Bill Clinton became the governor of Arkansas, the state got very lucky. They actually got $3 million to run a medical group inside of a prison. And the Supreme Court ruled this place as an evil place ran by some evil men. Wow, I didn't know that. Fact number 2. Fact number 3. So Hillary Clinton must be very lucky. She took a big risk and she won. So Hillary Clinton invested $1,000 and within 10 months, she won $100,000. What a great flip, huh? So what she invested was the future for cows. So what they do is they're responsible for having these cows ready to be sold to companies so they could be processed, they could be sold across the world or whatever they're being sold to. News coverage. Guys, thank you so much for coming on this channel. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscription button because we're here to understand what's going on, to investigate history, and understand what's causing so much chaos in our neighborhood. So this is for educational purposes. These videos, I don't have no copyrights to them. I am just presenting what I've seen. So guys, you guys be your own judge of what's going on. And I don't know. So is HIV and COVID-19 connected? Is the world being infected with coronaviruses like cow, beef, like things like that? Guys, this has never crossed my mind ever. Like, this information is mind-blowing. I just can't believe that I came across this and nobody has talked about this. And I'm just like, what? All these scientists and specialists, but You know what I mean? You know what happens when you start talking. You know, we do have a department. There's a Department of Investigation that they're here for the security and the intelligence of the country. You know what I'm saying? So they're here to keep the intelligence of the country, you know, unheard of. And they're here for the security of them, security of us finding out that, you know, what we're about to find out. So guys, stay tuned. So we still have a 40 years old pandemic that is right now still happening. 84.2 million people have been infected with HIV. 40.1 million people has died of HIV. So guys, this has been going on for 40 years. This pandemic get billions and billions of dollars, and we still haven't found the cure yet. And I think there's a lot of explaining, and what's his name? Dr. Fauci decided to retire right in the perfect timing. But you guys stay tuned, because we're going to figure out what is going on with this pandemic and who is behind the pandemic, because we want answers, and we're going to get that answer today. So how is COVID-19 and HIV connected? Like, to be honest, before this, I didn't even put two and two together. I was just like, I wasn't even thinking, like, this has never crossed my mind that HIV and COVID-19 could be connected. So we're going to see what makes this so similar and where do they come from. COVID-19 is basically human cow diarrhea. Ding, ding, ding. I solved the mystery. Why do you think people was going crazy over the toilet paper? The whole world had a massive diarrhea virus going on, guys. So HIV is actually cow cancer. Yes, cow cancer. And people's probably like, Bree, you're bugging. You are bugging. You must be out your mind. So guys, I am going to explain how science don't lie. This is just scientifically proven. So let's take a look. So guys, this country right now is paying monthly checks to other countries because they were sued, because they was blamed for being the one who sold blood internationally all over the world and being the one who started this HIV pandemic, which been going on right now for 40 years. And they're giving checks every year. They have to give a big billions of checks to this place. And I don't know, a lot of people don't know this, but maybe, you know, who knows? I don't know. You guys be the judge. But why I didn't know that? Nobody knows that. Who's getting money right now for getting HIV? Please drop that in a comment. And guys, stay to the end, because I'm gonna tell you guys who was doing this. All right, so stay to the end. So guys, I don't know if maybe I'm living under a rock and I never knew or heard this, but you know, cows actually get coronavirus every winter. It's a winter dysentery. So basically what it does is a flu, and it's very, very contagious. And it gives the cow diarrhea, really bad diarrhea, cold, fever, everything like the flu. And they also got problems breathing. It's a respiratory problem as well. So my thing is, if, you know, these cows are sick in the winter, every winter, when do they get to rest? And guys, guess what? Also, I didn't know this neither, but it takes in the first week and the first 2 weeks, these cows are so contagious, they got to quarantine. Sounds like familiar? No wonder they told us, oh, 2 weeks, 14 days. Everything is starting to make a lot of sense, and I just don't know. So if this cow is always around working, you know what I'm saying? Because I also believe animal slavery really is real, because these cows, they're just always working for what? You know what I'm saying? To produce milk that has a whole bunch of cancer, a whole bunch of stuff. Guys, it's starting to smell really, really fishy here. No wonder that in 2019, the stocks for toilet paper went amazing, went high. The best time was that time, because they knew America, the whole world, was gonna have a whole massive diarrhea. You know why? Because we come in contact with these cows every day. When you go to the supermarket, you buy a pack of meat, and if this pack of meat had a cow that had the winter flu, now you touched it because it's highly contagious. You touch your cabinet, you touch the package, now your kids, now your house. That's how coronavirus spread, the human one. Okay, so let's get to the next one because I know a lot of people's like, Bree, what does HIV and coronavirus have in common? You tell me. Okay, let's get to that because I didn't know this neither. So, what do HIV and COVID-19 has in common? You guys will never, I never in my life thought that this would be possible ever. So, they come from the same place. They come from a sick cow. It's called bovine leukemia for cows. Ding, ding, ding. I don't know if a lot of people knew this, but back in the days, HIV used to be called human T-cell leukemia virus. And what this has in common with the cow is that basically it attacks your white cells so your body cannot fight. So according to the Department of Health, they haven't found still a virus or they haven't found a cure yet, but they also haven't told us that this cows that we're eating has cancer, and cancer in a cow is a T cell, and it's contagious. And how can you get it? Through the blood. So for example, let's say if you're drinking a little nice cup of milk, and it's infected with cancer, you're gonna get cancer. You could get one of these diseases. Also, I don't know if maybe the government forgot to tell us this, but Hillary Clinton, she was very lucky once, guys. Remember in the tips? In the facts, she actually in 1978, she was like, you know what? I'm feeling very, very, very lucky. So I'm going to just take $1,000 and put it into the trade for the future of cows. And what is the future of cows exactly? Well, basically the future of cows, they're in charge of making sure that these cows, these canals are ready to be produced and ready to be sold. And they have to weigh 1,200 to 1,400 pounds. So that means, they're shooting up a lot of bovine, injection there because they need the cows to be producing. So it makes the cows produce a lot. And it's actually in other places, they call it crack for cows. And, so one thing that I do also find very, very suspicious is a lot of people don't know this, but in Arkansas, the only prison in the whole wide world was selling blood that was infected with HIV, hepatitis, all kinds of stuff. And it was coming from inmates from a prison that was ran in the beautiful state of Mr. Clinton. And a lot of people don't know this, and I don't want to be the one to say, hey, the movie Get Out is starting to sound a little bit like reality. Yeah, people don't know this, but there used to be, Hillary only wanted men that was black. And I don't know if people knew this, but the governor's mansion, they used to use inmates to do chores because the Clintons, they wanted to keep their bills down. You know what I'm saying? They want to keep their bills down. So what was exactly these prisoners getting in return? Was she giving them a nice cup of milk and then sending them back to prison to go infect everybody and have them donate blood? Yes, guys, this is starting to get very deep very quickly. So people don't know this, but all over the world, Canada, China, all these places, they sued this country because they figured out that all this infected blood, which was causing HIV all over the world, is not a gay virus like the government was saying, that it comes from just male men. Of course, male men who were gay, because Bill forgot to tell us that his little blood that he was getting, that he was selling for $50 and giving the inmates $7, that was from inmates who had a whole bunch of everything. You know what I'm saying? Of course, gay guys say, oh, it came from a gay guy. You got blood from prisoners, male, who've been there for many, many years. You know what happened? You drop the soap. And then another thing that is so just suspicious is that nobody found out that the whole world was going through a pandemic, with this infected blood, because everybody was too distracted because Bill Clinton was getting a little blowjob going on. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of things are not adding up. So that's what coronavirus and HIV got in common. It came from the same source. Hillary, she invested so much money for the future for cows. and people had questions because there's no way that a person who never traded came here with $1,000 and came out with $100,000 in 10 months. And I have saying the guy who was talking, he said, well, I've been doing this for so many years. My lucky year was one time. I don't know how she really came in here and just knew. But people don't know that she got advice from the attorney from Tyson, the big meat department place to sell food to us. You know what I'm saying? So all the food is coming from the same people. You know what I'm saying? But guys, I'm going to do another video about the little slavery scandal that Hillary and them had going on, because I didn't know they had slaves, and I didn't know that she only wanted them to be black, and I didn't know that she only wanted them to be male and from prison. But my thing is, who will go to prison to pick up blood, and then they wasn't running any tests to this blood because it was like, oh, it's too much money, we need to save, because the whole purpose is that we're trying to get money for the prison and our inmates need money. You know, so it was like a whole crazy stuff going on. You guys going to see the video. Just stay tuned. Please just make it make sense to me, Billy. This is not making sense. And I want it to make sense. You know what I'm saying? I want science to do the job, not just say, and guys, people don't know this, but there was a test done to almost all the food in America. Well, not all the food in America, but there was a test done that 85% of the products that we're consuming has BLV, which is bovine leukemia virus, which is cancer, cow's cancer. So guys, I was the first one to report this because I just figured this one out. Who was responsible for COVID? That's the question. And you ask yourself that, because I already came out with a conclusion. So heads up, if you're eating, I suggest that you put your plate down, or you just like hit the pause, subscribe real quick, tell all your friends what's going on this channel, that we're about to expose some people. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, a lot of people be like, Bree, are you not scared that they're going to come for you? I fear the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So that's who I fear. I don't fear no man. So really quick, put your plate down, because it's going to be nasty. Guys, when I picture a farm, this is what I pictured in my mind. But apparently, I think this came from another country, this picture, because the American farms don't look nothing like this at all, at all. And I just want to remind you guys that I did mention that in 30 other nations, they banned the use of grown hormones that's put in these cows. So what it does is it makes the cow produce more milk, because they're like, we need milk. American needs milk. They need a lot of milk, okay? I must tell you one thing really quickly. I don't want to ruin the surprise for you guys, the nasty surprise. But cow milk, we're not supposed to be drinking that, because I'm sorry to tell you this, we're not cows. We're not, okay? We're not cows. What they do is it fucks up the cow. It messes up the cow. You know what I'm saying? It gives it cancer. It makes it sick. That's the reason why it's banned in other countries. You know what I'm saying? And if you guys do research, you could tell that if you look up the rate of HIV, because you know what, Muslim, a lot of them, well, you know, they eat halal meat and stuff, and other countries don't have factories like the ones we have in this country that is just don't care if the cow is sick. It's just like, you have to work for free. Cow slavery, let's go. I never thought about it like that, but think about it. That's like slavery. You can't just use an animal and just make it a slave and then like not give a crap that it's sick, and then you're selling the product and then you're just saying, you know what, we'll pay a fine. You know, many times a lot of these places got shut down and they just pay a fine, and then the you know, they get a nice little approval. You're good. You get to, and okay, let me be quiet a little bit because I don't want to ruin the surprise. But guys, watch this video and just listen and just tell all your friends, and just if you throw up, just write in the comments, I threw up, Bree. Thank you very much. I can never eat again. I'm going to lose 100 pounds.
6 miles away are made to trudge through deep manure. The cows cannot escape swarms of flies. The cows must stand in their own waste while eating or trying to rest. The dairy factory's manure was not cleared out for so long that it hardened. Manure coats the animal's legs and splashes onto their udders moments before they are milked. Here you see the untreated, overgrown right hoof of a cow identified only as 2 by a tag on her ear. A thick layer of manure is caked on her legs. Here she hobbles out of the milking parlor. Putting weight on her overgrown hoof caused her severe pain. This is also cow 2 as she stands in the milking parlor. Her bones protrude sharp.
So guys, I'm not here to, you guys be your own judge, but listen to this really quickly. So, okay. So people were complaining that there was something going on with the blood, right? Because I guess a lot of people was coming out testing with viruses. So the food department, they stopped selling it in certain states and in the America, but then they continued selling it to Canada, Europe, and Japan. They was all right, well, we can't sell it in this country because they told us we can't do it in this country. So let's go to this other country and sell it over there because we still have approval there. And they still don't know that we have this blood that is basically coming from inmates. They're basically gay. We give them drugs. There was guards walking inside the prisons that were not even guards. There was inmates as guards walking in there with guns. It was a very crazy prison. Look it up. It's an Arkansas prison. It was like a third world country. And then there was lines and lines. So watch the next video because it's going to show you guys how it was. There was lines and lines to go look a whole bunch of prostitutes in jail, little guys. It was nuts. It was crazy. And right now we are the one paying. Every time you get a check and you go to work and you work hard and you come home and you barely have food and now eggs are $10. Guys, look up where your food is coming from. And I'm telling you, you guys will never want to eat again because I've been on a vegetable diet. I just haven't really ate. I've been eating salads. I'm just like, you know what? I want nothing to do with anything that comes from. I just don't know what I want to eat because unfortunately, I don't know. None of us have gardens. None of us has food. We depend on them for food. We depend on them for freedom. We depend on them for everything. We don't know what is really going on. So the next few videos and I'm going to drop. So stay tuned, subscribe because it's going to get very educational here. But guys, this one person here has caused so much chaos that it is just, I just don't know how nobody knows. But I know how nobody knows because, the Twitter, before it was footwork, you know what I'm saying? Before they used to get people, if you was too smart, they used to come for you. Because the group, I don't want to keyword flag, but that group, they're investigating who are here to protect and serve us. Actually, they're here to secure the security and the intelligence of the country. So they're here to make sure that people don't know what's going on. So people like Malcolm X, people like that who really were fighting and who were just spreading love and peace and just unity. We just need to unite. And that's it. Why don't we need to live a life like this? I don't even know half of these politicians. I don't know nothing about them. I don't care about them. Why am I paying for a debt that is not my debt? I just want to be a person. And guys, this channel is about to get really real. Person. Keep that in mind because we're about to talk about what a person means. Because right now, you and I, we're not a person. We are a legal name. We are a corporation, okay? A business. Guys, thank you so much for staying to the end.
In female clothes, they had lingerie and all kinds of stuff around here, and they were allowed to wear makeup, dye their hair, and there was actually just like in a red light district out in the streets, when the blood bank was in operation, beginning at the back door, all the way down the hall, there would be nothing but undesirables lining both sides of the hallways trying to get their little cut of the blood money. And so because money, of course, is an objective for prison corruption, and because that was the only source of money into this system in general, then the pimps and the guys that ran the homosexual rings would make it a point that their prostitutes would be there to get that money. And of course, it was much better to get the prostitutes actually to the blood bank to bleed to get the entire coupon book or a stack of brozine than to have them down here and getting $1 because they're going to go off in the barracks and have sex with a prisoner.